Hi guys, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel. Today I'm answering the BookTube Newbie Tag questions. I am a newbie booktuber and I want to get started right, and I feel like this is a great way to do it, is to introduce myself here and then just worry about the books later. So before I get started, I have a note for any newbie booktubers or booktubers that are considering starting a channel but haven't gotten the guts yet, because that was me. I spent probably 2 weeks watching newbie booktube tags to get the gumption up to do it. If that's you, please comment down below, say hi, let me know what point of your journey you're on, because I would love to connect with you and just really kind of help build this community of newbies out here so that we can work with each other and encourage each other and do it together and not alone. If you are an established booktuber and you have any hints or tips or tricks or want to connect with newbies just because, also comment down below or send me an email. I would love to connect with any and all of you. Let's start with question number 1. Why did you start this channel? I really have to owe it to Murphy Napier over on her channel. She's really the only booktuber that I've watched religiously. I haven't really delved a lot into the world, but I listened to her talk about how she got started, and it was really just because she wanted somewhere to talk about books. And I was like, hey, I need somewhere to talk about books. I used to have friends in high school that I could chat with, but now I'm old and working and nobody that I'm friends with reads. So I was like, hey, maybe this will help me read more, get more into the books that I'm reading. So why not? Let's do it. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? Honestly, probably not much. Like I said, I haven't really watched a lot of BookTube. I don't really know what all's out there. I'm not really planning right now to do TBRs and hauls and all those types of things, because when I'm on BookTube, I tend to look for specific content related to books I've read, and I don't really enjoy having to sift through a 15-minute video to find a 2-minute blurb on a book that I've read. So I'm planning on doing 5-minute reviews on very specific books. So I'll do 1 review on this book, 1 review on this book. 5 minutes tops, super quick, super sweet. Question number 3. What are you most excited about for this channel? The easy answer is reading more. I really feel like if I have an outlet to express what I'm reading and talk about it, then I'll read more, because that's part of the fun of reading, is getting to talk about it with people around you. But if you have no one around you, you tend to not read as much because you don't have as many people to talk to about it. Question number 4. Why do you love reading? For me, it's really simple. I love stories, movies, TV shows, podcasts, plays, musicals, music in general, anything that tells a story and can get my heart to kind of branch out and think about things in a new way that I've never felt before. Or just the idea that you can take words on a piece of paper and create an entire world, an entire character, their whole backstory, their life, the beginning, the end, everything about them on a piece of paper, I find fantastic and wonderful. And it's something that I enjoy spending my time doing, is discovering those people in those places. Question 5, what book or series got you into reading? And if I think back as early as I can remember, it was definitely Magic Tree House books and this series called The Cul-de-Sac Kids. I just had fun reading those guys. But even going farther, most of my first memorable series that I can think of were from elementary school. I've got a couple of them here for you guys. We're going to start with Sappy's Angel. I read a lot of these early grade stories about a girl growing up and her life. I read a lot of these, and I really felt like it helped teach me how to connect to a character and relate to a character, because a lot of these young girls were like me in a lot of ways, and I could relate really easily to them. Secondly, Series of Unfortunate Events. My library had all of these on the shelf kind of stacked together, and they have these really cool spines. And I remember every time I would go into the library for class, I would just stare at them and I'm like, I wonder what those are about. So I picked them up and I read them and I loved them, and that's really all there is to it. The first book I ever remember clinging to, unable to put it down. My mom told me to go clean my room and I was hiding it under the covers so I could read when she wasn't around, was Artemis Fowl. And I kicked myself for this, but I went through this stint in high school where I just got rid of all my books, and I should never have done it because I got rid of all my Artemis Fowl books. So this is the only one I have. It's from half price. I bought it for $2 because I want to get my collection back. But if you haven't read Artemis Fowl, it is hilarious. It is fantastic. It's about a rich boy a very rich, very smart boy finds an underground society of fairies and dwarves and magical creatures, but also scientific creatures, and they get into all sorts of adventures and save the world so many times. And this was the first book I remember getting so into that I was hiding it from my mom so I could keep reading. These were all elementary school. In middle school, 6th grade, the start of middle school, I found Percy Jackson. And don't get on me, I know this is a movie cover. I don't like movie covers. I had the original Lightning Thief with the black spine, which they've since changed it to a teal spine because The Last Olympian has a black spine. I had the original copy and I lost it. But Percy Jackson was my Harry Potter. It was my Hunger Games. It was what got me into reading, I feel like, in middle school. Was I had something to like obsess and fangirl over, and it's awesome. If you haven't read these, they truly are really good books, and it's not just nostalgia. Some of his later stuff's not the best. We can talk about that later. I'm sure we'll get to it. It's fine. I also have the Narnia series up here just because I feel like it was very influential for me learning how to read classics, for one, because they are classics even though they're for children, and fantasy with like a full world developed fantasy. Definitely part of the good stuff. Question 6. What question would you ask your favorite booktuber? And it's just very simple. Can we be friends? I feel like we'd get along really, really well, and I just want to get to know you if you're interested. Let's move on. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I'm not going to answer this question because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory and I don't want to waste your time. Question 8. When did you start reading? When I could read. My mom homeschooled us, me through 2nd grade, because she really wanted to instill in us a love of reading. She didn't really grow up knowing how to read very well, and she used to get made fun of in school, and the teacher would make her read out loud. So she really instilled in us just this passion for reading, and it started as soon as we could, find our letters. Question 9, where do you read? Another stupid question. I'm not going to answer it. I feel like a better question would be, where are you recording? So I'm in my office right now. I work from home. I do data entry online, and I'm in my office because it's got great lighting. It's got great books. We're good. 10th and final question. What kind of books do you like to read? Truly anything. I used to tell people this all the time. Just go to Barnes & Noble, go to Walmart, literally buy any book that catches your eye, and I will read it and probably enjoy it. Like I said earlier, I enjoy storytelling, and if you're telling a story and you're telling it semi-okay, I'm gonna read it because you have something to say that I've never read before, in most cases. Even if it's a retelling, you can tell it in a new way, and it's fantastic, and I'll read anything. I don't pick up a lot of romance, like the Fabio romances at like the dollar store. I don't pick up a lot of those, nor do I really read a lot of horror, simply because I get nightmares. The one Stephen King book I read was, my aunt loves Stephen King, and she was like, oh, you can read this one. It's really not intense at all. And I still have nightmares about it, even though it literally wasn't intense at all. It was more just like a survival story, but there was this thing, and it was like coming after her, and she didn't know what it was. And it's one of those ones that you don't know whether the thing was real or whether it was just in her head. But it still gets me to this day. Anyways, Marshall, come here. Come here. This is my dog, Marshall. He just barked. This is Marshall. He's my little baby. He might show up in some videos. If not, I don't know. He'll be around. You might hear him whining or barking while I'm recording and he wants me to throw the ball for him. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you want to say hi, you're a newbie booktuber and want to connect with me, I would love to connect with you. Comment down below and I'll see you in the next video.